Hello and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat. Today we've got a really interesting video. We're going to be going through the season so far and building our team of the season so far. So, to clarify, this is from August, so from the start of the 23-24 WSL season. We're going to be building a team of all the best players. It's going to be quite difficult, isn't it, Harry?
I think it is going to be, yeah, as you say. There's quite a few teams and especially a few players have started really well. There's a lot of overlap in the same position. You know, we've got a lot. It's exactly what you expect there. You've got a lot of forwards firing, a lot of midfielders creating, a lot of defenders defending. You know, it's going to be a tough one.
And I'm conscious we don't want to make it a Chelsea and Man City combined team, so we've got to be careful in that regard. So, with that said, shall we start with the goalkeeper? So, I think we're going to go 4-3-3 for this. Yeah. And we're going to pick a manager, but that's already picked itself, hasn't it? So, don't need to worry about doing that for now. Don't need to worry about that for now. So, we'll start with a goalkeeper then. Quite an obvious one, but there's a few different shouts here. See, in previous seasons, I think Marriott would have been nailed for this.
Yeah.
Quite obviously. But I think Kiara Keating has had a fantastic season, so I think she's definitely in the conversation. For me, neither Chelsea goalkeeper is. Because we just haven't had one consistent one throughout this season.
I can't give it to two goalkeepers who have rotated, and that's...
But also, we've conceded too many goals.
Yeah, so. Chelsea, they've rotated keepers. Arsenal, they've rotated keepers. Yeah. So I think we're definitely, between the two...
Arsenal less so, but even then, Zinsberg's not a great season, so it's difficult to include her. We've also got down Courtney Brosnan as an option. Obviously, the Everton goalkeeper. She's had a really impressive season, actually. She ranks quite high for save percentage. I think she's third only behind Mertz and Keating. Then they've kept 2 clean sheets this season, Everton, which is quite decent. She didn't even play the first 2 games of the season either. I think she's been one of the more impressive goalkeepers. And then I've also got Rachel Laws, just as sort of an honourable mention, because she had a really good start to the season. Those first 2 games, she got Man of the Match awards in both of them. She kept, they kept clean sheets against Aston Villa and Arsenal, which not many people expect them to do. However, the consistency hasn't really been there with Laws this season. I think particularly that Chelsea game. I know we shouldn't compare every team, every player to how they played against Chelsea, but it is a good measuring stick, and she was really poor in that game. So, for me, it's a toss-up between Ertz and Keating. Honourable mentions to Laws and Brosnan. Which way do you tip towards?
I sway heavily towards Keating. I really do. And I think despite her error against Arsenal...
Well, that's good thing. I think that's the only thing that dissuades me. Because I can't really name Mary Epps. I mean, she wasn't good in the City game.
No.
She gave the ball away quite cheaply there.
It's just not been... It's not in vintage yet, Mary Epps, I'd say.
No.
I think... She had a good season, but for me, I'd go Keating. I think saying how young Keating is as well, she's been brilliant.
I'm very happy to do that. Obviously, that means we're probably not going to get many United players in here, but I'm very happy to go along with Kiara Keating. So in goal, we will have Kiara Keating. We're going to right back next, and I think this is the toughest position. There's not really many standouts. For me, Leah Alexandri, the Manchester City right back, she's picked up 2 red cards, or at least 1 red card this season. So, yeah, exactly. So for me, she cannot be in there. She ranks quite highly amongst right backs for average ratings
and
performances, but she's just, I can't get on board with someone who gets sent off twice. Other options include Katie McCabe, who should have been sent off against both Chelsea and Tottenham, because Chelsea, she elbowed Frank Kirby in the box and got away with it. Should have been a penalty, should have been a red card. And against Tottenham, she just went and thumped into Ashley Neville for a laugh.
I think McCabe's a good footballer, but I think people like her. I think she's a good footballer, but I feel like she's a bit overhyped. Just because she does kick people and push people around.
She's got pretty tact, hasn't she? That's why she's so popular in the women's game. Everyone likes her. And also she does seem quite a nice person off the pitch, at least. In interviews, she is quite a nice person. So, for me, McCabe isn't it.
No.
I had Jade Riviere down. She has missed a couple games for United this season, but when she's played, she's looked quite good. I've also got Eva Perisset, who, again, there's been a little bit of rotation there, but I think she's been quite solid. Where would you sort of go? Any other nominations out there? I was looking at Tottenham, so they've got James, which is an option, but I don't know if it's my favourite option.
Who's your favourite option at the moment, then?
Probably Jade Riviere, just because I don't think we're going to get many United players in this. And... I don't know, Perisset's very good. She's had a couple of performances. She didn't play very well against Arsenal or Man City, which are the sort of 2 key games for Chelsea.
I'm happy to go Riviere, but I mentioned to Alexandra, if she hadn't been sent off twice, she'd probably be the one in there.
She did keep just sliding into me, flying in with the challenges. Should be all right. So Jade Riviere?
Yeah, sure.
All right, right back then we have Riviere. Centre half, and we're going to start with right centre half because I think there is a difference between right and left centre half. So, and we're not putting 2 left centre halves, 2 right centre halves. So I'll kick off if that happens. So we'll start with those right centre halves. The obvious shout is Millie Bright. The only problem is she's been injured, so
I don't think we can give it to a person who's been injured for half.
But in the 6 games she did play, she was very
absolutely brilliant. Since then, Chelsea have gone to complete problems.
Exactly.
But is that more her presence to the team rather than her performance this season?
I don't know. I think she was very good though. She got the goal against Aston Villa, and she just sort of
she did just kick it in the goal and went, that's it, I've done that now.
Well, my other shouts, I went for a bit of a rogue one of Brooke Aspin. She's been on loan at Bristol City from Chelsea this season, and while Bristol City haven't been the best, she's notched up a goal, she's done all right when called upon.
I think they've shipped too many goals.
I know, I agree, but it's 100%. But I just wanted to give an honourable mention out there. And also Gemma Bonner, obviously the Liverpool defender. I really don't know, because I wouldn't put Kennedy in there from City. I think Letitia's had a really difficult season for United. She's made a few too many high-profile errors, particularly in that Arsenal game. Illested's an option.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
I'm going to be completely honest. I think the left side of centre half are much stronger.
Mate, there's so much choice on that left side of the defence, but
I think I go Bonner because
I think Bright would be assuring if she played literally 1 or 2 more games, but the fact she's only had 6 appearances,
she's played just over half the amount of games, which I don't think is enough for me.
All right.
But Bonner's done really well. Liverpool,
and at least we'll get a Liverpool player in.
Yeah, we'll get a Liverpool player. They've struggled, but they've been really up and down.
Yeah.
But I think it is really when Bonner and Laws had a good game, Liverpool done really well.
Fair enough. All right, left centre half then. As you mentioned, a lot of competition here. Alex Greenwood, Lotta Ruben-Moy, Millie Turner, all big shouts. Anything else you want to put out there? I mean, even Bartrip recently. The problem is she was so poor against Manchester City. It's difficult. But in the Arsenal game, she was incredible. Yeah, so, again, a lot of competition there.
Yeah, I think it's not going to Jess Carter. I think we all know that.
No, she's not. I've not been enamoured by her.
No, I haven't either.
You definitely haven't, based on your views. Your conversations on here. I just want to point out with Alex Green, by the way, she's missed 2 games for City this season. City lost both of those. They are their only losses, and they both came without Alex Greenwood.
And I know she got sent off, but that was a bit of a strange red card.
Yeah.
Alex Andrews' 2 red cards were warranted because he just kept taking people out. I don't know. I think Ruben Moyes just been so good. She's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal. I think definitely Arsenal's best centre half.
I certainly don't disagree. I mean, Alex Greenwood as well, 3 assists.
But you can't look past Alex Greenwood, can you?
3 assists this season. That's the second highest in the WSL. I think only Victoria Pelova has more.
Yeah,
so
Greenwood's joint with Hemp.
And about 8 different players, I think, on 3 assists. There's like everyone's got 3 assists.
I think we have to go Greenwood, don't we? I want to go Ruben Moy, and she's had a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
But you can't look past a centre half with 3 assists.
And Millie Town's really unfortunate to be playing left centre half, because if not, she'd be getting in this team, wouldn't she? But can't have her over Greenwood. Definitely can't have her over Greenwood. Can't have her over Ruben Moy. So I'm happy with an Alex Greenwood and Bonner back to partnership, centre half partnership.
Yeah, that'd be pretty decent. I'll be happy with that.
All right, left back. Now I think this is the easiest position because it was the first name I wrote down when I started sort of thinking of who we're going to put in this team. So we'll talk about some honourable mentions first. I think Liverpool's Hines has had. She wasn't brilliant, especially the Chelsea game. She wasn't brilliant, but she's had some good performances recently. She scored obviously against Manchester United on the final weekend of 2023.
Yeah,
and that was a big important goal. She's not had a bad season. I still think she's not perfect, but she's not had a bad season. Owahabi obviously is an option. City players always going to be an option in every position pretty much. But I don't think she's had the most impressive campaign. She's been rotated in the side a little bit with Esme Morgan. So for me, she doesn't get in there. You've also got Hannah Blundell, but she's missed a couple of games, I think, through injury. Has played right back a little bit, actually, because Rivier's been injured. But I don't know. I'm not that enamoured by that option. For me, the second closest to our obvious option, I'm sure people at home are already knowing who we're going to put first. But for me, Ashley Neville, it probably runs our number one closest. She's had a really good season, Neville.
Is there a shout for Steph Catley?
I think there's definitely a shout, yeah, definitely. But for me, it's quite an obvious pick here of Niamh Charles.
Yeah,
she's been ridiculously good.
Stellar.
Fantastic football.
I know she's WSL Team this season, but she's done brilliant in all competitions. She's had a really good start to the year. I think she slowed down a little bit in terms of her numbers and her kind of stats towards the end of the year, but so did Chelsea. That loss to Arsenal, a few poor defensive performances, which I don't think reflect on her responsibility as a defender. But definitely attacking return.
1 goal, 3 assists so far. She notched all of them up before the 12th of November. 4th of November was her last goal contribution in the WSL. And yet she's already one of the highest performing fullbacks. Just to have a look at some of her player traits. So these compare against other fullbacks. She ranks 97% for aerial duels won. Considering she's an attacking fullback, that's incredible.
Classic.
Very high for goals, very high for shot attempts. Very high for touches and chances created. Not that high for defensive actions, but she is so attacking.
Yeah, but I think you're looking at it from a point of view where for Chelsea, her attacking returns I feel are now limited because obviously Guro bloody Wrighton's now back from injury.
Yeah.
And which kind of means that she kind of gives it to Wrighton and goes, "Go on, Guro, you do the rest," rather than actually getting involved herself. And then defensively, as we said, Chelsea have been all over the shop. But I think that doesn't stop Niamh Charles getting in this team.
No, 100%. I'm very happy to put Niamh Charles in the team. So back just to summarise before we get into our midfield. That's now Keating in goal, Riviere, Bonner, Greenwood, and Charles as a back four.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now midfield 3. I was considering 2 strikers because you've got some great suggestions up there.
Yeah.
But for me, it's quite obvious that we need 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
Because I was running through the number of midfielders we could have in this team, and it's quite frankly ridiculous. So we'll start with a defensive midfielder. And I think this pick's quite obvious, so we're just going to get it out of the way. Katie Zeller.
Yeah, 100%. Wow.
Incredible for this season.
Average rating up there in, 7.8, 7.9?
I think that's the highest in the WSL.
Absolutely insane. For a United side that have been a bit up and down, a bit shaky, she's been absolutely brilliant. Goals only really coming, obviously a big penalty against City.
Yeah.
But apart from that, she's done really well for it. Just brilliant. Just put her absolute shift in. She's been the best United player on the pitch by far this season.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's the obvious pick. And I said Erin Cuthbert was another option. Obviously, a fantastic footballer. Just a shame she's competing with Katie Zeller for that spot. Now we could shoehorn Cuthbert in the midfield elsewhere. I think that's just too much competition.
No.
But another option with Justine Van Havermet, who I think has gone quite under the radar this season. She's had a really decent campaign. Her defensive numbers, I'm just going to try and find her quickly because they're just ridiculous.
Yeah.
She just puts up so many tackles, just constantly tackling. But yeah, such an impressive player. And I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a move up the division in a bit, Justine Van Havermet. The problem is she's already 31. But yeah, aerial duels 98% for defensive midfielders. Defensive action 91%. Even goals are up at 79%. Which, she hasn't scored yet, but says a lot about defensive midfielders, doesn't it? But, yeah, incredible stats. She's one of the highest for tackles won, one of the highest for duels won, ranks really well for aerial duels, recoveries, interceptions, everything you want, basically, from a defensive midfielder. And she's propping up that Everton midfield very, very well.
And if it wasn't for Salem, she'd probably get in here.
Yeah, possibly. Into our more creative midfielders then, our more advanced midfielders. For me, there's some really obvious options, but we're going to shout out some names that perhaps aren't as obvious. I think Maurice Hobinger at Liverpool's had a really good campaign so far. She notched up a few goals. Anyone you would like to add?
Probably, I'm trying to stay away from the obvious one.
The obvious too.
Yeah, but I think, as you say, I'm lost now. It's really difficult because you just want to shout out your obvious picks, but you look for those underrated players. Yeah,
I had Sjokke Nusken in here for a hat-trick against Brighton, but I don't think she's been enough over the season.
I don't know where that came from.
She's done very well.
Yeah,
she's dealt with that.
Where coming from.
She's just a machine. I also got Sam Tierney, who I think's been one of Leicester's only good players. Definitely one of their best performances this season. And she got a big important goal recently. She got an assist in the Brighton game, I think it was, that was really good, and she was incredible in that game overall. So she's done really well. I also had down Olga Artinen because the Tottenham midfield falls apart without her because she is just such an incredible footballer. Recently they did do well again. Yeah, exactly. She has been out for a while. For me, the obvious options are Victoria Pelova and Jill Roord
Nailed
to form a
on.
little
Nailed
Dutch.
on.
That's double pivot.
100%. Both
Not
been
double pivot because they're attacking, but
exactly what you expected. Jill Roord coming over to the WSL has been brilliant.
third top goal scorer with 8 goals in the league. She's just incredible.
Yeah, Pullover, most assists, another phenomenal year.
Yep, exactly. So I'm very happy with that midfield. I think that was quite an obvious one.
So was it Roord, Pullover, and Zellum?
And Zellum, yeah. I think that is a lovely midfield, isn't it? But yeah. Anyway, it feels like we're very short on Chelsea. There's only one so far, which says a lot because they are top of the league. Yet we've still only got one in there. I think that's going to change here though because we've got that front three. On the right wing, I was really stuck for options here. Because I don't think United have been very good going forwards this season. I don't think Chloe Kelly merits a spot in this team. I've not been enamoured by anyone that Arsenal have put on there. I mean, Russo's been on there, Mead's been on there, Caitlin Ford's played on the right. They've had also they just don't know what their best team is at the moment, Arsenal. So that's been a real mess. And no one's really laid claims to that right wing spot. For me, there's 3 options here, and 2 of them play for the same club. So I had Chelin Bizet because I think she's been one of the best players in the division this year. And actually, a lot of praise has been given to Marta Thomas. I don't think she notched up as many as she does without Bizet on that right flank. My other options, though, were Joanna Wright and Canaride, because she's a very good footballer, and Aggie Beaver-Jones. Who, for me, because Canaride's obviously now played a couple of games, because Wrighton's back in the side, because Frank Kirby's back, Beaver-Jones hasn't been given as many minutes. But she ranks highest for minutes per goal. She averages minutes per goal, I think is... Oh no, goals per 90, I think is 2.96 or something like that.
It's crazy.
Which is ridiculous.
But I think the problem with... I think she's had a really, really good season when she's been given the time.
I'm just going to try and find that statistic.
The problem is, for me, is that I don't think she can justify a place because she hasn't played enough. You know...
She's 6th top goal scorer in the league.
She is, but...
Only Jill Roord, Marta Thomas, Lauren James... Ellie Turland and Shaw have more.
Yeah.
Given the fact they're all nailed players, that's incredible stuff. Goals per 90, 2.69 goals per 90.
But is that down to the fact that she doesn't play every game?
But does that matter?
Yeah.
She's played such little minutes.
How many games has she played?
She's made 7 appearances. She's played 167 minutes. And she scored 5 goals in 167 minutes. That's not even 2 full matches.
Yeah, but does that not say enough, though?
I don't think it says anything to her performances.
I know, but it's kind of like hasn't even played the length of 2 full games.
But she's got that just
impresses me. Games.
That impresses me more that she's scored 5 goals in those.
What can I write down? What's
those minutes? Gonna have a look.
She's also she just can I just never the star player, never puts incredible numbers
against Arsenal,
but she does just consistently play to a good standard.
Canaride has played 457 minutes, got 2 goals, 3 assists in 7 matches.
I think we go Canaride.
But why?
Because she's played more. Yeah, I think across the board, 2 goals, 3 assists is pretty decent. It's more consistent, and the problem. I'm not saying Beaver-Jones isn't consistent, but she hasn't played enough to show consistency.
Someone who's scored 5 goals in 167 minutes isn't consistent.
I know,
isn't firing enough.
This is a team of the season so far. I can't give it to someone who hasn't played 2 full games.
No, but Emma Hayes, if you're watching, give us some more minutes.
But for who?
Aggie Beaver-Jones.
Because she's got Canaride playing really well.
She isn't.
What do you mean she's not? She's playing brilliantly.
But compared to Aggie Beaver-Jones, who's got a goal every 20 minutes?
What a problem to have, though.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Guru right and like come on.
It just like the attack for Chelsea is it's going to be really difficult to piece together a starting team, which is good because they've got to rotate.
Scoring.
If not, Aggie Beaver-Jones on that flank.
So put her up front.
Everywhere. Well, she's scoring a goal every 20 minutes, Harry. So play her anywhere. She's going to get a goal every 30 minutes. But still, incredible stuff. So Canaride on that right flank. Yeah. I think that's a bit. I don't know. She's been good. She's not been incredible.
Team this season. If it was team over 167 minutes, she gets in.
I expect Aggie was just the only player.
If you make a team over best team of 2 games. She's all over it.
She's incredible. On the left flank, then, a bit more competition for Lauren James. There is...
Is there?
There's competition. She just thwarts it. You've got Lauren Hemp, who has had a good campaign, but she did get sent off for a stupid tackle against Chelsea. She's had a few poor performances throughout the season as well.
She's also a brilliant one.
Yeah, exactly. And with Chloe Kelly not really on top form, she's definitely shone on that left flank.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's been the main goal scorer for City at all. I think that goes to the central players. Those honours go to central players. But yeah, and then also Grace Clinton, obviously on loan from Manchester United at Tottenham this season. She's been really impressive. She's played on the left wing. She's played on the left of that midfield four that they had against Arsenal. And I thought she was one of the best performers on the day. However, I'm not glossing over Lauren James.
No.
For anyone.
There is no debate here. It is Lauren James.
The numbers
I don't.
Incredible.
And yeah, she's been absolutely
7 goals in WSL this season from only 641 minutes. Yeah, she ranks highest for goals in her position, highest for shots on target, highest for accurate long balls, 83% pass accuracy, 234 successful passes. We could go all day. Her dribble success rate is one of the highest in the league. Her successful dribbles, one of the highest in the league. She takes more touches than anyone else in the opposition box. She takes a load of touches. She's involved in everything good for Chelsea. She is one of the best players in WSL right now.
And it is the ability to dribble the way she does, beat her opposing player, and then take a shot from absolutely anywhere and hit the target.
Yeah.
No one else in the WSL possesses that ability. No one in the world.
If she cuts the petulance out of her game at times, I think she will win a Ballon d'Or. Because I think England could win Euro 25.
Yeah.
And if Chelsea just continue in their dominant fashion, she's going to win Champions Leagues eventually. She's going to win the WSL constantly. She's going to be up there for top scorer every season. She's an incredible player.
Hopefully this last year of Emma will be enough to kind of mentor Lauren James and just get her to cut the nonsense out, because if not, that nonsense will ruin her game. Because nobody talked about how good she was at the World Cup. They all just talked about how she got sent off.
But she's still only 22. I think that's what we forget sometimes with Lauren James. She is only 22 years old.
She should have been an adult 4 years ago.
Yeah, okay. But you've still got at least 10, 12 years potentially at the top flight. I mean, she's just an incredible talent. And for me, she's a shoo-in into this team of the season so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the sky's the limit. She's been brilliant this season. 7 goals, 1 assist. If it weren't for a certain Jamaican forward, she would be the top goal scorer. So,
last but certainly not least, the striker position.
The problem is, we're going to run through some options as well, because there's so many forwards who deserve a shout. Even the West Ham forward, whose name has now escaped me, unfortunately, has done away. But the players I've noted down: Emily Thestrup at Bristol City is single-handedly keeping Bristol City in the league at the minute, because no one else is contributing a lot. She's the striker, of course. Then you've got Elizabeth Turland, who is currently second scorer in the league for Brighton.
And again, single-handedly keeping Brighton in the league.
She's been really, really good. I mean, she is helped out by the likes of Doris Dotter and Kate Robinson and Bagley, but still. Marta Thomas, who has more than filled the shoes of Beth England, and it worries me that Tottenham could be a force once they have Thomas and England up front together.
One thing I will say, before we get into the big one, is that usually it's a conversation that has Russo and Kerr in it, but I don't think it does.
No.
Not yet.
And actually, I'm surprised. We've got one Arsenal player in this team.
Yeah.
But there's no consistency. No. Like Beth Mead's done all right, but she's been injured for half the campaign. Caitlin Ford's been off and on like a light switch. You've got not happy with that one. Just Leia Valti's not getting in over Katie Zellum. Ruben Moy is so unlucky that Alex Greenwood exists, because she would be in this team. I don't rate McCabe as highly as others do. I don't think that Steph Catley's done more than Niamh Charles has this season. And Zinsberg is a good goalkeeper, but she doesn't rank in the top lot of the league. So for me, it's very difficult to get Arsenal players into this team because they are so inconsistent.
And the striker position is...
it's not going to anyone else but Khadija Shaw, because she's a mental footballer. She's just so good.
Someone's got to stop that.
9 goals in the league this season, 11 goals and assists in 10 matches so far. They're just ridiculous numbers. It's exactly what we've come... It's what we're accustomed to with Khadija Shaw, though. She is a machine.
She was really unlucky to not win the Golden Boot last year with Rachel Daly. And she's gone, I'm going to make up for that by scoring as many goals as she possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, she's on track for, 20 goals this campaign? Because we're not even quite halfway through. We've still got one more game till we're at the halfway point, where she'll probably score in that one.
Rachel Daly.
Yeah, she was very good. And then the drop-off this season has been ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, top goal scorer by 2 goals. I think it's very harsh that Talon doesn't get in this team.
It is.
And you could make... But the problem is, you could say we play a 4-4-2, but who would you take out of that midfield?
You can't take out the Zell and Raw Paloma midfield.
Exactly, so...
Beautiful.
I don't know. I feel like we have to have a bench in here for people like Mary Earps, Turland, for Lotte and Moy, for players like they would all make our bench, of course. In terms of a manager, do I need to say anything, or does everyone at home know who we're going for? Of course, Mark Skinner. No, Emma Hayes.
Yeah, there's no one else is there. There is just, you can't give it to anyone else without any reason. Ida Bow is
well. We could have Donaldson, the Jamaican manager. You know, he's got a job now in the NWSL.
Is he?
I think. Is it not Londre? What's his first name?
Oh my god.
I can't.
Lorde?
I'm going to have to have a look now.
Yeah, it's Lorne Donald. Lorde. I think it's Lorne. Oh,
we're having a look on this video.
Random. I think it's Lorne.
Lorne Donald.
Yeah,
he's now at the Chicago Red Stars in the NWSL. So I've now got a NWSL team.
I'm going to buy a shirt with his name on the back.
Lorne. Love him. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to round off today. Yeah. Make sure to get your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are outraged that Katie McCabe is not in this team, then go and argue with yourself.
I'm just being
exactly. Yeah. If you just disagree with any of our picks, make sure to say that as well. If you think that we've overlooked someone completely, not even given them an honourable mention, then please do say so as well. But that is everything from us in 2023. We'll be back next week with our first video of 2024. What's it going to be on? I'm not quite sure, but look out for that next Wednesday. In the meantime, make sure to check out any of the stuff you've missed from throughout this year. Go and check out some of our videos. Again, we've got no streams at the moment, so bit of a shame. And also, Merry Christmas, because it does go out on the 27th. Yeah, so, Merry Christmas. That's everything, though, from us for this year, for today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See ya.